How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we're going to be taking on the Festival of Battles with the new Dokkan Festival hits. We're a little bit late on this one, but that's mostly because, you know, this event takes a while to set up, but we do have the setup. So real quick before we hop in, wanted to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to play this out. So we're mainly going to be focusing on stacking up hit. We're going to put hit together with a few groups, and we're going to stack them all the way up together, all the way through till the end, all the way over till we get to Vegito. We're not going to break up the rotation unless we absolutely have to, and it's really going to depend on placement of super attacks when we get to the Goku and the Daima phase. Now, as far as our other rotations, as you guys can see here, we do have you know, the Vegito, the Gogeta, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and the 4. So we're gonna keep Vegito and Gogeta, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta together for as long as possible. More than likely till right about, I would say safest bet is around 8 year, and then Vegito should be built up enough offensively that we'll rotate him off, and we'll try to put on the Super Saiyan 4 Goku to get a little defense. We might move him sooner depending on how much he's tracking defense. The thing about this fight is going to be that it's going to be really difficult to maintain defense for our third slot floaters. Hit is just so powerful that he literally blasts through every phase. But let's see if it can pay off for us in the end. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to transition here over to the game. All right, we are here. We are in game. We're going to go ahead and we're going to load up this team here. Hopefully, I don't think we're going to run the full 2 hours, right? We'll just kind of show you how to set up the rotations here, stack up, and then we'll come back at the very end when it kind of matters here. And I figured, you know, we'll talk a little bit here as we get stacked up, as well as we threw in some change up the music a little bit, make it a little bit entertaining. We got the 8-bit Dokkan playing in the background. So hopefully we can y'all can enjoy this here. So you can see we pretty much already have one rotation set up here. We have Vegito and the LR Super Saiyan 4s together. Now, the hard part about this is we are running Hit's accelerated battle. And we've seen that, you know, Glorio's accelerated battle team works because of the double Glorio adding the extra support. I'm not sure if that's going to work for Hit as well as it could, and that without that extra double Glorio support, I'm not even sure that Glorio was the right choice for a final slot here. But I mean, we'll see. So we get the stack on both the 4s and the Vegito. Looks like the 4s aren't going to do too much damage to the beginning here, so this is going to work out. And then Hit is going to get his stacks in, hopefully. Yes. Okay, so we get the triple super this turn out of the we get the triple super here out of the 4s here. And then now, let's see, what is Hit going to do? There we go. Yeah, I mean, Hit is launching an extra super attack this turn, so, you know, there's a good chance we're going to be all right. Yeah. There we go. All right. We get an extra super. Nice. Okay, so as long as we get the third super, we're good. Now, I will point out that I feel like the hard part, okay, that's lucky we got that 4th super. We might have just lost it right there on the beginning. Now, I will point out that I feel like the big issue we're going to run into here is Hit doesn't have any defensive mechanics, which mean, I mean, he's just stacking raw defense, and then he's got dodge. So that means, like, as we approach the final phases, I mean, one of our hits will be transformed into his improved state, which means he will have built up probably close to around 10 million defense by the end. But the trade-off is we'll have an untransformed Hit because we're trying to keep them linked together. And this is why I said the big thing that Hit is going to need is a different We need another partner for him in order to make this team really function well. But yeah, So you can see, like, if that were late, that right there, that dodge right there, like, we missed, we got the first dodge, which would have increased his dodge chance, but we missed the second dodge. If we were in later parts of the fight, right, so for example, Gogeta and Vegito, we could potentially take damage there, right? And especially if that's a super, right, he's not going to be tanking any super beyond... Pre-super, at least. He's not going to be taking any super beyond Tech UI Goku. And that's because I've tested this a few times, and the highest I can get him defensively by the end there is around 10 to 12 million, which means the Daima Goku, the Glorio, the Fizz Goku, they could potentially kill him if he doesn't dodge the super. So we gotta see what we can do here. So we'll play this out until about, I would say, the 2nd year anniversary, and then we'll swap over just again so you guys can just see how we're stacking up and see what we do once we get improved. And big misplay here already, but so we're gonna skip out on Goku here, not getting the super there. So hopefully that'll allow Glorio to stack up. The hard part about Glorio is for Glorio's stacks to be effective, he has to get all of his supers, which is just unrealistic in Festival of Battles. It can be made up for, as I said before, with the, with the double Glorio team, because at least you have the added support that they're both providing to kind of make up for it. But without that, he could potentially be in trouble. He's going to have the same issue that Hit is having, where even more so, because his defense just isn't going to be enough towards the end. And look, we didn't even stack up with him here, so I could definitely see some problems arising from his lack of stacks coming in the future. All right, so we do have one more turn here where we have no where we don't have the improvement yet. So by next turn, we should be able to improve both of these guys. But like I said, we're only going to do one of them, because I kind of actually want to just really... I want to show you how fast Hit stacks offensively. The defense is still just like a greatly stack, but because he has no other defensive mechanics, it's kind of just, what it is. But the offense is what's crazier than any other character that we've taken into this fight. His offense stacks just too quickly. It's insane how quickly. And it's because he's got that Glorio effect going. Like, you can see how quick each of these supers is jumping up in power. They are... I think in base form, I think it's a 60% raise per super he does. So that's kind of huge. There we go. All right, so we get another super here. Perfect. Yeah, so in base form, it's a 60% raise. And once he's improved, it's a 66% raise. So it is kind of wild. There we go. So next turn, we should be able to do the improvement there. It's... honestly, if he could get another partner, right, like it's a long shot, but let's say, right, they do Easy A, God Goku and Hit, and one of them becomes a good slot 1 for Hit, and maybe even they make him stacking, who knows, I doubt they would do that, but let's say that they did. Right, that would actually give you reason to improve both hits, right? Because you could have one rotation with a Link partner and the other rotation with Hit and God Goku. But right now, this is kind of the best bet that you have for them, is just to link them both together. Unfortunately, that just, it's just what it is. All right, excellent. Okay, so almost done with the Giant Ape here. He's mostly just because he's another stacker, and plus the added super attack support might come in handy towards the end. Who knows? But yeah, so we're gonna get the transformation here back into Super Saiyan 4, and we're gonna start stacking up. Yeah. Accelerated Battle does have a lot of good characters, but your main stackers is, for the time being, we can see that we do have Vegito, or Hit rather. For the time being, it's pretty much all the same stackers. No matter what team you're using, the end result is Vegito, right? Even on a 170, he's still going to be largely your most useful character in this. Alrighty, so we do have, so we're on the second year here. There we go. Let's grab that. We'll grab another one. Perfect. All right, and then we'll grab this one. All right. So, what I will say is, I think the priority, because Vegito's just going to do Vegito at the end. You do want to get his attack stacks, but I do think others need to stack, and Hit is going to basically be stealing whole phases from people, and you have to do that, right? Because if you don't transform one of them at least, he's just not going to have enough offense by the end. So you kind of need to do this, which means that the priority on, I think, a lot of your non-hit turn stacks needs to go to the Fords, because their counter is going to be largely what gets you through the fight, aside from using Vegito's counters. Now, on a 170, with no additional support, I'm not thinking Vegito can actually deal the 2 billion unless we're using items, which we do have. So you know, so we can see the defense here we have, right? That was a pretty quick stack up for, what is this, right? Turn 6. All right, so let's grab that with our non-improved hit, and let's grab that with our improved hit. So, I mean, really, you're only going to need about 1 stack per turn. I would definitely prioritize getting the right, just basically every hit rotation, doing the non-improved hit and then the hit, because the non-improved won't be doing that much damage, but it is really necessary to get him stacked up so he can at least tank normals should he miss should he end up missing a dodge there, because he only has a 50% chance to dodge, and he'll get to a certain point where he will end up being your slot 2, of course, just because you don't want to risk that 50%. Yeah, there we go. So look, our improved hit is only going to get 1 stack this turn, and yeah, looking crazy here. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, so you know what? Let's run it one more turn so you guys can kind of see. You guys can kind of see the difference between this turn and the next turn. So, okay, so we've got the offense we need here, so we're gonna go ahead. I think it's safe to swap Goku into defensive mode. Remember, I've talked about this in countless battles. Defense for the Vegito needs to be around 2.5 million to 2 million, so you don't need to stack them up that much. In fact, I think if we do this right now, we should probably hit the 2 million by 6 year, and then we can swap into offense and start stacking that offense. That's because the 2 million will be enough at that point for us to safely put him in defense mode and maybe tank some places. There we go. So we're gonna swap this one into that. And then we are going to, I think we should keep him offense mode just for a little bit longer, because the hard part with the with the floating Vegeta is just that he's more than likely not going to be getting stacks, so it's tough. The other thing is like he could end up costing us the run later on without the proper offense. If we don't get a little offense early on. So we'll probably do like one more turn of him stacking the offense and then swap him into defense, and we'll just keep him defensive mode till we get to STR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. There we go. Alright, so now Vegeta, now since we do have the 24 key, he should be able to proc an additional super here for some extra defense raise. There we go, yeah, and so you see what I'm talking about. Just not enough. The enemies are dealing too much, and we, you know, we could try to push and go for the 12 key, but, you know, it's maybe a little later on once the offense is greater, but, I mean, like, right now, that's not so... In these early phases, I have found ourselves, like, when we prioritize the 12 key, oftentimes we might not do enough to kill, especially, like, once we get to, like, the third year stages. Alright, so let's take a look here. Let's put... Yeah, so we'll keep putting hits... Yeah, since we're dealing with full HP this turn, we can put the improved hit in slot 2 and the non-improved hit in slot 1. The only thing is, I worry... So again, whoever your third slot, and until we get to, like, the post 4th year, right, with the AGL Zamos, until we get there, pretty much whoever our third slot unit, and even in some stages there, right, whoever our third slot unit is totally not getting a super attack on the hit rotation. Hit just does too much damage here. So Goku is probably not gonna stack here. Excellent. There we go. We get an additional super 22. So you see how quickly he's stacking up that offense. This is what I'm talking about here. He does so much there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna pause and we're gonna come back at the Fizz Goku stage. Alright, so we are loaded here into the Fizz Goku stage. Like I said, no need to do the full 2 hours of this, right? That's just, you know, that tends to be a long time recording. So, we are at a point where these guys can tank both the normals and the supers for the Goku here. So we're gonna cheese out a little extra stacks because we know hit here is going to annihilate the next phase, even when it types this phase, assuming we get crits, right? If we don't get crits, that's going to be a problem. But then we can just transform the 4s on the next rotation. But this is where it's going to get a little tricky because we do have to make sure that we play this right for the super attack. Because, you know, at this point, we know how it goes, right? From Fizz Goku onwards, right, we need to start countering the super attacks. So, yeah, there we go. So there's the super attack right there. We know they can tank. They have over 13 million defense right now. So they can tank this super, which I think this is 12 million or 13 million. It's around there. There we go. All right, so like I told you, at 8 year, we began to put Goku here to stack up. There we go. Because he is going to need the defense here. Like, post-super on the normals, pretty much at this point with his damage reduction. Post-super with the damage reduction, he should be alright. Even in Vegito, but it is definitely a bigger concern for us dealing with... It is going to be a bigger concern with us dealing with Glorio, I think. Because at this point, Glorio needs to just get all of his supers and or dodge. Otherwise, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. You can see here, him as a floater, not going to work well. I would definitely recommend, after running this, getting as far as we are here, all the way at the end. Yeah, look at that. So I don't think he's a good idea. The support is not worth it. I would take someone else. Okay, so you check it out here. Let's go ahead, like, look at the defense. Yeah. Oh, where's he gonna... We gotta figure it. Where's he gonna super... Okay, yeah, so... That's not a whole lot of defense for that super. Alright, so let's swap in the Goku here. Let's see. So, I'm thinking best play here, because he has the higher dodge, is to put the improved hit in front. And as long as we can get that initial normal dodge, like he'll tank the normal. That's also true. So over the non-improved hit, he'll tank the normal. So the reason I'm putting Vegito, so like I told you, we floated off Vegito. There we go. We get the dodge. Okay, so we floated off Vegito because we need the, we need to prioritize AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But now we have to look at that. Look, we're at 100 million on our hit. So that was kind of the thing I wanted to really show here, is like, I don't think there was been another character outside of transformed Gogeta, which you're not transforming usually just yet, except to counter, right? And without the AGL Gogeta buff is hitting up this. Like, look at that, 150 million, 150 million. Jeez. And then we didn't get the crit, but we didn't get the crit though. Okay, so we do, alright, we do get our additional dodge, so he starts rolling in that extra 6% or 7% chance to dodge. Excellent. All right, yeah. So here's the big difference between our hits. Like I said, this is why it's a risk to do what we're doing here. And there goes the super. Crap. Okay, but we do get the dodge. Thank goodness. All right, that was a risk, but it was better than risking slot 1 with the untransformed hit, and it worked out. It paid out for us, and I mean, that's pretty much what you're dealing with here when you're running 2 hits, unless you transform both of them. I mean, I suppose there's another setup you could run. Actually, there's not really. I was going to say, like, because if you could link him and the Fizz, link one of them with the Fizz or AGL Pycon, but there isn't really a setup that allows for stacking of a lot of different characters that would allow for that. So, I mean, this is kind of just is what we're dealing with. Okay, so we're good for this rotation. We did not kill like we wanted to, so let's go ahead and let's just transform Gogeta. Where's that super at? Alright, it's in slot 2. Okay. Okay, so let's do this number. I think he should be able to tank the normals by now. I could be wrong. Now, we're going to be in a bit of trouble here because we don't have the... Let's grab that. Okay, we don't have... Okay, perfect. Yeah, we don't have the Dokkan attack, which is usually pretty helpful for getting through the Daima phase, so we might have to pop an item just to help us get through that phase. Like... we don't really need... We typically don't need the item for Vegito and Gogeta. It's usually just the Daima phase, just because the split between the two 800 millions is just... It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's see here. Okay, so... we are either going to... Okay, 160 million. Okay, that's real nice on the Gogeta. Nice. Okay, we haven't even used the item yet. So this is what I did mention on this run, I was going to prioritize his offense over Vegito's a little bit, just because I find that, you're not transforming Vegito during Daima phase, but you are transforming this guy, and you need that extra offense. Nice. So, okay, we didn't even need to counter. Okay, good. Alrighty, so now here's the hard part, the Daima phase. No idea where this super is going to be. And looking at the... Okay. He could alright, he hit more than likely could tank the normals here. But I'm going to go ahead and pop Glorio's active here. Just to kind of help us out here, because what I'm going to do, we're going to put the unimproved hit in slot 1, which means we are going to be risking a 50% chance to dodge on... What is the first one there? Is that Glorio? I think Glorio's the first one, so if we can... Yeah, alright, let's see. We should cancel Glorios, right? Oh, no, it's Daima Goku. Oh, shit, we should have swapped the target. Ah, dummy. Okay, alright, this is... Alright, so we're risking a type disadvantage normal here that I don't think we can tank. But there are a ton of attacks in slot 2, so it's probably better to have our Okay, we get the dodge, thank goodness. Okay, it's probably best to have our unimproved hit in slot 1 and our improved hit to tank all of those attacks in slot 2. Because if he misses a dodge, he will tank the normals, as well as he'll get his... So the cool thing about hit is, remember, every 3 attacks he does get that action cancel. So look at that, we're starting at 90 million, right? And that improved, that 66% every hit, that does add up. That adds up a lot. Look at that, 115 million. Oh, that's beautiful. Excellent. All right, we get another one. 140 million. Look at that. Ooh, okay. Why did it have to be a normal? Ah, that's tough. Okay, and now, so once again, like with the Fizz Goku, Gloria, there we go. Look at those dodges coming in clutch. Okay, yeah, so here's the issue. Glorio needs to get all of his supers, and he needs to dodge. We need 2 things to happen here. We need all of the supers for the damage, and I'm pretty sure we need to dodge, because I don't think we're tanking a normal here. Well, actually, we might. He can get over 6... At this point, he can get well over 6 million if he procs all of his supers, which he does seem to be doing here. Okay, so we might be able to take it... we might be able to tank the normals from Daima Goku. Oh, but it's a Glorio normal. Oh, this is tough. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that dodge. And we get it, thank goodness. Okay, yeah, we did tank the Daima Goku's normals. Okay, so the super attack is in slot 1. Oh, crap. We brought the wrong item. We brought the wrong item. I don't know if we can do this. Oh man, we are in trouble. Well, I mean, it's too late to give up now. We are 2 hours deep into this. If you're watching this, we're probably, what, like 30 minutes into this? But I am 2 hours deep into this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop Vegito then. And so what that means is the next time he shows up, it's going to be on the Gogeta. There we go. We do get the counter on the Daima Goku. 150 million, so times 3, that's 450 million right there. Yep, look at that. That's half. So as long as we can do another 400 million to him this turn, that should take him down. There we go. And type, yep. Okay. And that should do it, right? The second super, that should do it, right? Because type advantage, that should do it. Ooh, so close. Why? Again with the normals. Had that been a super, he'd been dead, and then this next super from Goku would have been on Glorio. No. Are we not gonna do this? And honestly, now, we shouldn't have... We shouldn't have popped Vegito. We shouldn't have popped Vegito. We shouldn't have popped Vegito. Dummy. We should not have popped Vegito. Oh, this is going to be tough. Alrighty. Okay, so the super's in front there. I'm just going to go ahead and... Jeez. Oh, this is tough. Alright, let's do that. Okay, so we just need that. Well, actually, I think... well, no, it's type disadvantage, though. Well, we should be able to tank the normals here, but it doesn't matter. We get the dodge, thank goodness. Okay, so 94 million we're starting off with, right? So this, this is what you want to see out of Hit. You want to see this good stuff right here, where he is just blowing past the boss with these crazy super attacks. Get some crits. All right, we need those crits. Yes. Okay. That's not what we need. There we go. 160 million. Do it for us, Hit. Excellent with the 99 million. Whew. Okay, so where's that super at? It is right there. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna do something. Well, okay, this isn't stupid. This is smart because we know it. Unfortunately, we have to break up the rotation, but since there's not an attack there, this is our best course of action for Glorio. It does mean we're giving up the 50% support, but I mean, the alternative is we risk a ton of super attacks over there at the final slots, which I don't know that we necessarily want to do. Jeez, okay. We get an additional... yeah, I mean, look at the difference in our attack without being linked next to our boy Forku. Jeez. But again, the alternative was putting Glorio there and hoping he dodges, what is that, like 10 attacks there? Okay, let's get that counter for us. No, we didn't proc the counter. We didn't proc the counter. Uh-oh. We could be in trouble here. Okay, so... I mean... Glorio's not going to do a whole lot here. In fact, he's going to do... I mean, this is equivalent of nothing that what he's doing. He's not even getting supers. Dude. Dude. Okay. Alright, well... We know Goku will tank the normals here, so that's good. Alright, we're doing some good damage here. Okay, so I kind of want to see how much Hit does here. Oh, well, okay, actually, on the next turn, we're just going to go ahead and pop Vegito. That's probably the best case scenario for us. Yeah, because, again, we got 2 billion HP to deal with here. Woo! Yeah, okay, so let's pop Vegito's active here. So this will give us another turn of stacking on the... This will give us another turn of stacking on... Yeah. Perfect, let's do that. Okay, so let's get that. Because remember, so the thing about... On a turn like this, letting the improved hit attack first... Or the unimproved hit attack first is that... Remember... Hit, he gets, once the enemy falls below, I think it's 60% HP, he starts dealing more damage. So potentially between Vegito's counters and the non-improved hits damage, we should potentially see the extra 60% buff on him. Okay, so there goes the super, which we do count. We do tank. Excellent. Okay. Alright, so let's see the kind of damage we're getting out of the improved hit here. Yeah, so, I mean, you could definitely see why it's important. If it wasn't for the fact that we needed the links, we would definitely have transformed him already, because we can see that... Okay. Yeah. A little bit less than we normally have, and I'm guessing that's because of the Glorio support disappearing, but we are up to 100 million already. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, we need those crits, man. Okay, 130 million. Oh, that's beautiful. 75, okay. 156. Come on, give us another crit. Jeez. Okay, alright, well... At least we have Vegito to deal all these counters, and then hopefully... Yeah, well, actually, we don't really have a choice. Hopefully, Gogeta can get a counter on the next rotation. We really are not dealing the damage we need to here. We really are not dealing the damage we need to. Puff. Excellent. Okay. We get another... there we go. Yeah, it's looking like we didn't get enough offense on our Vegito. That's tough. We barely did half here. Alright, so... This is... Okay. We're popping the Gogeta active. We can't risk another... Yeah. We can't risk not killing here. I mean, we do have one more turn, but we have no protective mechanic here. So I do think the best option... And okay. You know what this is? I wanted to use Gogeta's active on the turn with the hit, but that just didn't work out. Okay, 210 million, nice. Alright, and that's with Gogeta's active, mind you. I think that's the highest we've ever gotten him, isn't it? And without items. Without items, I think that's the highest we've ever gotten him. Alright. Alright, we'll take it. Would have been even higher if Forku was still on rotation, if we didn't have to float him off. Dang it, Glorio. Alright, at least we have the 50% support backup. That's nice. There we go. Alright, do we get the counter? Yes, we get the counter this turn. Okay, so if this doesn't kill, I don't know what will. I don't know what will if this doesn't. There we go. Alright, we get 190 mil here. There. Oh my goodness, that didn't even kill him. And our Gogeta doesn't really have all that much offense. Because he's, so as I mentioned before, he's kind of just hanging out in the third slot for most of this. So he's not, he didn't get all that much build. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, we are in so very much trouble. Okay, we do have one more turn, and I know hit can kill on the next turn. But do we make it to the next turn? Do we make it to the next turn? Oh, man. I think we're in a lot of trouble here. Glorio, I need that dodge. If I... Yes. Thank you. Oh, no. Okay. We're risking it, boys. All or nothing. We got no items to help us. We are risking it all or nothing. Come on, 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 come on. Come on, hit. Do your thing. Do your thing. Come on. This is such a delay. Don't put me in suspense. Oh, thank goodness. Oh my god. Oh. We did it. We did it, boys. We dodged it. And now we gotta do this again for Vegito. But at least we have type advantage for Vegito, which is gonna help a lot. Oh, dude, come on. No, we need these crits. Come on. Do not skip out on the crits today. us crit. Give us crit. 150 million hit. Come on. No. 180 million. Okay. Okay. Oh, he's barely alive. Can the non-improved hit kill him? Oh, no, no, okay. Even if he can't, Forku absolutely can. Alright. Oh, but he does. Okay. Oh, now the hard part. Okay, so I think defense mode Vegito should be able to tank the normals in the third slot there. We have 2 supers from Vegito here, so we're going to take that. It's not ideal, but it's not ideal, but I think it's our best shot. So let's do that. Yeah, okay, I think this is the only way we do this, yeah. So we're going to need to counter both of these supers from, and we get the first one. Okay, we're off to a good start here. 70 mil here. No Gogeta support this turn. Well, okay, we do have the fusion support, so, I mean, there's that. Oh, but it's only one attack, which means we're going to cancel it. Oh, no. No, that's not good. Oh no, I feel like we needed that counter more than anything. So, I mean, well, all right. So for Gogeta here, though, since we are transformed, he actually, I know he can tank with the defense that we did actually end up stacking up with him. I know post super he will be able to tank this super from Vegito, so I'm not concerned about him. It does suck that we didn't get to stack up his offense as much as I would have liked to. But again, that's the main problem with hits, and so I am hoping that we get, you know, we get a couple more stackers out of this celebration, like Kale and Caulifla. If they easy A, I think will definitely help its team out, just because then you don't, the reliance on Gogeta and Vegito, especially on a 170, is real tough. So I don't know. We'll have to see how the rest of this rotation plays out, but I mean, we're already pushing it here. Like I'm biting my nails. I'm tapping my foot. This is nervousing. Okay, yeah, like I said, we tanked it. Okay, and that's a 24 million super, by the way. Excellent. Okay, and so, like I said, I'm pretty sure post super, he can live this in defensive mode, even though obviously slot 1 is his best slot defensively. I do think he can live this. Okay. Alrighty, so now for the fun part. We're gonna pop Hit's active skill here. Whoo, look at that. Alright, so we took a quarter of his health off of that alone. We took a quarter of his health off of that alone. Wow. Okay, let's grab this. Oh, no! So stupid. Alright, well, we'll take that with Glorio. Oh, so stupid. We should have put the unimproved hit on, we should have put the unimproved hit first and see if we could drop below the 60%. Oh, look at that. Okay, 160 million? Nice. 190 million. What is this hit? This dude is a monster. 220 million. Hit is just built different. Oh, yeah. Okay, we totally could have killed him this turn. We totally could have killed him this turn if we put the improved hit first. We totally could have done it if we put the improved hit first. I mean, because he's up to 50 million on the offense. We could have. We totally could have. Okay, well, the nice thing is we do have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so next turn we'll be able to activate Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's active with the 4Ku support. So, will that be enough to kill where we're at now? If not, oh, well, actually, no, we have to kill. Well, we don't get a choice. Oh, barely. Ooh, okay. Alright, so let's swap it to... Wait, which one gives us the greater defense? Well, actually, no, we need offense, don't we? Okay, this gives defense. Okay, let's swap them here. Yeah, we need the offense. Yeah, it's... We're gonna die in the third slot no matter what. Okay, we got the Dokkan attack. No. This is game over, man. We counter this super, and it's game over. There we go. We tank the normals. There it is, right there. Boom. Bluff Kamehameha. Is this our win? Yeah, oh, much better with the 4Ku support. Barely not our win. Okay, but we'll get the Dokkan attack, and that'll be it. Okay, you know what? I'll take the 220 million turn off of hit. You know what? I'm glad we did this with no items. Totally unintentionally, but I'm glad we did this with no items. Wow. Alright, so Gogeta. So you see why I said it was important to prioritize Gogeta here. Ended up getting us the win. Although hit probably could have done it if we were smart and we did we put the unimproved hit first. But sometimes we forget things. So there you have it, folks. Festival of Battles, the 2-hour Dread Zone Festival of Battles down with the INT hit. This dude was made for this event. A little risky. Definitely needs a couple more partners before he's consistent here. And definitely someone who doesn't misplay so often. But we did pull it off, right? 220 million is what we tapped him out at there at the end. And somehow we managed to pull it through. Like, I'm just baffled that hit alone, right? Like, what we saw hit do, that's typically what we see Vegito do at the end of all of that on his own leader skill, right? That's what we're seeing Vegito do. And the fact that hit is coming close to the... Wow, we're stuck on an infinite loading screen here. Okay. The fact that hit is doing that with just his normal super... There we go, right? With just his normal super attacks, like, that's crazy. That 66% build that he gets on super on each super is wild. You can see here, yeah, we took the full 2 hours and 24 minutes to actually complete it. If you're watching this, we're probably a little over 45 minutes, which, like I said, I didn't want to put the whole 2-hour slog fest, right? Because you get it to a certain point where it's just tap, grind, tap, grind, tap, grind, stack, stack, stack. And, you know, to me, that's not that much fun. So this, you know, we cut into the points where it mattered. Now, as far as the team goes, I would recommend swapping off Glorio. Like I said, if Kale and Caulifla get their easy A, I would say they'll hopefully be a much better option than Glorio. Glorio is too risky to be run just as a side unit on this, I think. So, guys, that is it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of hit here in that 220 million? And if nothing else, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha.